A German rocket company believes Elon and SpaceX are out of control and need to be checked with some formidable competition. So recently, they completed the first ever rocket launch in Europe with a majestic backdrop of snow and mountains. Within 40 seconds of takeoff, the rocket successfully touched down in the water right beside where it took off. You're on notice, Elon. Absolutely stunning mountains that rocket company has there. Welcome to We Lie to You News. Tonight's top stories. Europe and Disney are failed states. There's an assassination attempt on President Putin. Who's behind it? And Tesla protesters are running over Trump supporters with their cars. But is that wrong? All these stories and more. But starting with, as Snow White has been putting up WNBA numbers at the box office, Disney has pulled its activist Rachel Zegler off a press tour, canceling appearances on Jimmy Kimmel and SNL, amongst others, as they've learned that the more she opens her mouth, the more people dislike her. Meanwhile, social scholar Tim Dillon had an insight on how to deal with Snow White's failed actress, who succeeded at leading Disney to its biggest failure of all time. Take a look.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Yeah, I mean, someone has to put her in a cage.
Now let's take a look at how things are going across the pond. In France, in light of WEF's poster boy Macron's low approval ratings, a French court has just banned the opposition's front-runner from running in the election. But some are criticizing the move, believing France should follow the US's lead in upholding democracy, where you simply persecute the opposition in the media for 8 years, set up a Russian hoax, arrest them, charge them, convict them of 34 felonies, and shoot them in order to ensure free and fair elections. But as it stands, Macron, whose wife is rumored to be a man, and separately rumored to be a man who is also Macron's own father, is expected to squeak out the election victory where no one is allowed to run against him or pose questions about his wife's testicles. Elsewhere in Europe, the Muslim nation known as the UK is making progress, where they just announced there will be longer jail sentences for white men. Take a look.
What it means, though, is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society.
They talk with that snobby accent, maybe they should have longer sentences. UK and France just doing their part to uphold good old-fashioned democracy. Too bad Trump is holding us back in that department over here in America. Also over the weekend, there was an apparent assassination attempt on President Putin in Russia. This comes just days after Ukrainian comedian Zelensky publicly stated that Putin does not have long to live. So what's really going on? Well, the two most likely scenarios are that the assassination attempt was either led by Ukrainian leader Zelensky in an effort to eliminate Putin, or it was staged by Russian leader Putin in an effort to make it look like Zelensky was making an effort to eliminate Putin. You can count on one of those two scenarios being true. We're just here to provide clarity. But there is an outside possibility that a Democrat thought Putin's limo was a Tesla and wanted to do their part to save the world from Hitler, who died in 1945. And Tesla protests stateside have been heating up, where in San Antonio a whopping less than a dozen protesters came out over the weekend in order to hold up signs promoting swastikas and to receive their payment for protesting. Elsewhere, in Idaho, a Tesla protester ran over a counter-protester with his vehicle. The runner-over guy has been arrested. However, he is yet to issue an apology for the carbon footprint he created when he drove his non-electric vehicle over the Trump supporter's body. Morally speaking, was this a wrong move? Well, my climate consciousness says yes. You should only run people over in electric cars to minimize your carbon footprint. And by running someone over, you're technically eliminating even more carbon, so everybody wins. And according to the Gateway Pundit, there's no less than 24 Democratic organizations funding the terrorist campaign against Tesla. Of note is Climate Defenders Action Fund. Their mission is dedicated to dismantling the fossil fuel industry. And currently, that is by way of protesting the largest electric car maker on the planet. Checks out pretty well. In other news, Utah has become the first state to ban fluoride in the water, which has been linked to lower IQ scores. Kanye's mental health seems to be doing pretty well. Let's check in with him.
I'm her daddy. And I deal with pain and I administer pain also.
I'm guessing he's no stranger to fluoridated water. That's it for tonight's news. Stay tuned as we'll be reporting on Argentina president's declassification of Nazi documents. Did Hitler actually escape Germany and live out his years in Argentina? Well, stay tuned, because even if that didn't happen, we'll be reporting that it did, just like everyone on Twitter is already doing. Good night. Hey, if you're trying to lose fat, get leaner, get in good shape, taking care of your health and fitness, then listen up. So if, like me, you're lifting weights, getting your cardio in, eating clean foods, tracking your macros, but you're still not getting the results that you want, the problem might surprise you. The reason why you're not seeing results, luckily, isn't because you're a hopeless lost cause who should give up. Reason most likely has to do with your metabolic flexibility. I've been using Lumen for the past few weeks to better understand how the food I eat fits into the bigger picture of how my body shifts from burning fat or carbs for energy. And that shift is what metabolic flexibility is all about, and that's what most people unfortunately don't understand. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. With just one breath in the morning, Lumen can measure your metabolism. It lets you know if you're burning carbs or fat and gives you tailored guidance to better manage your nutrition, workout, sleep, and stress management. There's no more cookie cutter, one-size-fits-all nutrition plans, or worse yet, guessing based on the latest podcast you listen to. Instead of that, Lumen lets you know what's happening in your body in real time and builds you a personalized health plan based on that real-time data. And in addition to the first measurement of my metabolism Lumen gives me in the morning, I also do one breath into Lumen right before I work out. And that lets you know if you need to carb up before a workout for energy or if you're better off just good to go. When it comes to my health and fitness, I absolutely hate guessing. That's why I love the science and research-backed Lumen that uses your real-time health data and gives you recommendations accordingly. Take your results to the next level by letting Lumen be your metabolic coach. To get 15% off, just go to lumen.me/awaken. That's lumen.me/awaken and start taking charge of your health today.